Wherever I cut across, I just took an X-Acto knife afterwards and made a little diamond to remove a little of the covering, a little of the wood too maybe, but it's not important with that. The drills will do that for you. So you make that little diamond cut, and there you go. I've done that with all of these. This when you're done. So what you're doing is you're giving the drill a place to start without tearing up the covering too badly. On these ones I just simply cut here and here like this, in at an angle, and it gives you a little bit of a diamond cut. As I said on the other one, it gets bigger than this when you're done, so don't worry about doing that. And we're going to take our drill right there on the little X mark we made. It's going to make a nice spot for the drill to bite. Go straight in. This is a smaller drill. I'm doing a pilot first. We make sure they line up together. And you'll notice they come together, but they don't go in because they don't go all the way in because we've got that great big hinge section sitting there, which is a bit of a hassle. But what can you do about that? We're going to show you. This is a countersink, and here's what we're going to use it for. You want to make sure that each hinge will go into that hole halfway. The fat part of the hinge needs to go into the hole halfway. On both sides. You want to make them approximately 90 degrees, and then you want to do a dry fit. I don't see a gap, do you? No discernible gap. That means our fit is good. We're ready to move on to gluing. Okay, now comes the fun and messy part. The ordinary disclaimers while you're using epoxy, of course, make sure that you keep lots of paper towels on hand. What I do is I take paper towels and I cut them into squares. I take 3-4 paper towels, slice them up with scissors, and keep them handy so I can yank them out when I need them. A little bit of weight on the end of one, and there you go. Lots of paper towels handy. You'll need them. Epoxy is fun stuff. And let's do this. You don't need too awful much. Make sure you mix it thoroughly. Keep scraping it off the sides. Epoxy is best when it's mixed thoroughly. You don't want to have pockets of unmixed materials or you won't have the strength you're looking for. I use 30-minute epoxy. Shameless plug for Second Chance Hobbies right there, where I buy my epoxy, right here in San Antonio, Universal City. You take your pin hinge, you get a little epoxy on it. What I do is I take a little bit of a popsicle stick and I sharpen the end and make sure that I've got epoxy down in that hole, contacting both sides thoroughly. And you can see it's a lot of fun. A lot of people will say, oh, put some Vaseline on it before you put it in. Any kind of lubricant you put on these before you put them in has the potential to get on the rest of it and cause it to not take. Now there's one. Now if your hinge will bend upward and downward that far, that's more than enough. You want to be able to look right down that V on this and see about the center of this little rivet. Let's get them all done before I run out of time.